Test one, two. And if there's any viewers out there, by all means, you can comment as well if you're getting any sound, and just make sure it's coming through okay. Now there's sound. All right, ready to go. Let's give that another shot here. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Prime Time here on Jess FM. I am James, once again, your host for tonight. We are going to start the show with a news roundup because I've heard from different viewers that they were missing the local, national, and global news reports that we used to start the show with. So we're bringing those back, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. But once we finish our news roundup, we are going to be cranking up the tunes. It's summertime. It's exciting. It's time to hit the beach, and we want to see you getting out there to the events that are happening in Lethbridge and across Canada. Don't forget, of course, that the FIFA World Cup is in town in Vancouver and Toronto. Personally, I'm not covering any of the events just because I can't support the organization that gives Donald Trump Peace Prize, but that's my personal opinion. So let's take a look at what's going on, what's shifting the global landscape, and we are going to look at the critical cost of living developments hitting right here at home in Alberta, and of course, the local stories that are shaping the community. Before we dive into tonight's top headlines, we want to recognize the folks who help keep the program moving forward. And tonight's podcast is brought to you once again by Carey Movers, Western Canada's great local and long-distance moving company. You can find them online at www.karymovers.com. It's karymovers.com. And of course, they are there for your residential, commercial, industrial, and other different needs that you have. There's a huge echo, folks, so bear with us a minute. I think that's it. Silly me, I forgot to turn the AC off. There we go. Now we go. Does that take care of the echo, Jessie? I assume that it will because I forgot to turn the AC off. I was trying to cool down the studio before we got started, or else it just becomes like a big cooker oven. But that's okay. See, I think that we've got echo cleared up. Confirm that here. And there we go. Jesse, if you give me a thumbs up there, if you've eliminated the echo, I want to make sure the listeners are not hearing it as well. A lot better. Okay. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That was completely on me. I forgot to turn the air conditioning off in the studio before I got started. Let's get beginning though. Once again, thanks to Carey Movers, www.karymovers.com. Karymovers.com. When it's time to move, of course, they are the trusted experts who know how to handle your peace of mind and all your belongings. Thanks to Carey Movers. Again, we're getting echoes. Bear with me, folks. I'm just going to reset here. You might lose me for a quick second, Jessie, so I'm just going to reset and see if you can fix that for at least then we can click.
rapping turned up with the demons. Ay, Trapper gave a son to believe in. I been on my grind, them hating niggas hate to see him. Ay, Shawty say she falling for a trapper.
Looking to see if that is a better sound and see if we've eliminated our echo tonight. There we go. So let's get the show underway here, folks, and we will hope that the echo is gone. If you're listening online, by all means, let us know. We are live, so we adjust as we go here. So once again, get a thumbs up if the audio seems to have been corrected, and if not, then we'll see what we can do. But my apologies. Still a huge echo. I don't know why we're getting an echo here, folks. Switch to a different mic and try that. I'm not sure what the problem is on the audio, so we're going to try this again with a different audio. So let's just switch that over and see if we get correction here. Bear with me a second there, Jess. I don't know why it's doing that. So I have to jump in a bit for the show. I think once we start here, but give me a minute. I'm just trying to switch microphones here. So our apologies, folks, for technical issues. We're just trying to fix that as we go here. So hopefully we can get that resolved quickly and get back to the show. So let's see what we can do here. Don't know why we're getting such an echo. It's not a normal thing. It's nothing has changed in the setup since the last show. So we've got echo turned off. We've got all of that. So we will just try to get this fixed quickly and get back to the show. How's that, Jessie? Is that better there for an input? Better sound, less echo, hopefully now? Okay, so we're good now. All right, so let's get on with the show again. Once more, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the delay to the start, a bit of a technical issue, but we are back and we are ready to go. So we are going to get started. So again, we're going to begin the show tonight with historic and unprecedented breakthrough overseas, and that's the United States President Donald Trump and the leadership of Iran officially signing a memorandum of understanding aimed at bringing an immediate end to the military conflict that has gripped the Middle East since early February. Now, of course, we don't know the full extent of the deal because of the fact that it is a non-binding memorandum of understanding that both parties are looking at. And at the same time, of course, this memorandum of understanding is contingent on certain things that have been leaked out, such as unfreezing assets that were blocked by the US and the UN in the tens of billions of dollars. Plus, there is a reparations fund and investment fund that they're talking about of $300 billion that Donald Trump is denying the US will put a single cent into. So what's really happening here, we don't know. We don't know the full extent of what's going on and the full extent of the agreement. All that we can hope for is that there is an agreement in place, that it is going to be a lasting agreement that sees the bloodshed stopped in the Middle East. Because at the end of the day, this is an illegal war. It is costing the lives of civilians and increasing global security threats everywhere. So again, hopefully we see that this is a stop to that. But I think that what we really need to see is a much wider area ceasefire from Israel to stop bombing other countries and attacking those. And instead of, rewarding Israel, we need to look at, rebuilding the nations that they have struck. So again, we'll have to wait and see what exactly is going to happen here. But the breakthrough of the agreement, of course, in the immediate is the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. And that is, of course, very important to the global oil trade and transportation. So again, we'll have to watch and see how that plays out as time rolls on. And then, of course, the framework of it is coming in and out of the different sources that may not necessarily agree with each other. But according to that, of course, there's initial reports coming out of the G7 summit that's happening in France, where global leaders are currently gathered. And the signing of the peace deal includes a framework to Iran's economic reconstruction. And that's something that we just touched on. So we need to look at that and also figure out if that 300 billion is actually going into Iran for reconstruction and rebuilding. What exactly is the Trump regime and Trump family pocketing from that? Those are the other important questions that need to be asked. But when we look at this, the initial reports that are coming out of that G7 is, of course, that the U.S. will terminate all economic and maritime sanctions against Tehran. And in exchange, Iran has agreed to limit ballistic missile capabilities, which had previously targeted regional neighbors. So again, we also need to look at the other instability in the region to really bring a global and lasting peace to the Middle East. Very, very important. But with that, of course, there's congressional backlash, and domestic lawmakers, both sides of the aisle, including Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson and Tammy Baldwin, have voiced immediate skepticism. Concerns focus on the fact that Iran will gain access to roughly $300 billion in frozen international assets and reparations. And that's for the reconstruction, again, alongside permitted allowances of defensive ballistic weaponry. So again, very important to look at. Then there's the nuclear question, and former Canadian diplomat and of course, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney attended the G7 as a special advisor, and he's offered Canada's diplomatic architecture to help implement and verify the complete compliance measures required during the upcoming one-day nuclear summit. So again, the international community is stepping up to try and work with both sides of this conflict to find a lasting resolution. Now, of course, Wall Street wasn't unfazed by this because there was a market response, and it rallied sharply today on the news, of course, erasing steep losses from earlier in the week, driven primarily by major tech and airline stocks. When you look at that paradoxically, because the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz signals an impending influx in Middle Eastern crude oil back into the global market. And oil prices, of course, dipped slightly. But the U.S. benchmark crude fell to $75.85, I believe it was, per barrel. So again, it shows where it's impacting the markets. And again, are they just manipulating the markets again for the benefit of Trump supporters and corporations? We'll watch. But this brings us directly to how these international shifts are manifesting as tangible policy right here in Alberta, because the oil is, of course, going to make a difference. Now, when we look at other news from Alberta, of course, the ripple effects of that very conflict in the Middle East have significantly altered the balance sheets in Edmonton. Earlier today, Alberta Finance Minister Jason Nixon and Premier Danielle Smith announced what they looked at as the operational details of the province's newly triggered affordability relief program. Because the U.S.-Iran conflict has driven crude prices sky high over the first quarter of 2026, Alberta experienced a massive, unexpected surge in resource and energy royalties. And under the provincial financial rules and fiscal rules, this windfall has automatically activated what they call a quarterly public relief mechanism. Now, what does that mean for most Albertans? Well, beginning today, Albertans can officially apply for a $100 direct affordability payout. The provincial government expects these funds to land via direct deposit or mail within 2 weeks of the application being submitted. So you can go online and figure that out, get your application in, and get that $100. I mean, it's only $100, but it's better than no money at all. Now, Premier Smith, of course, addressed the media this afternoon, and she was defending the direct payment approach and resisting calls from the opposition critics to instead suspend the provincial tax on fuel to the pumps. Now, keep in mind that people that don't drive, whether that's low income or just people that choose the environment or other reasons not to drive, they are still paying for the inflation and the costs at the grocery store and anywhere else that they shop. So therefore, this offers a more balanced and holistic approach to making sure that every Albertan that qualifies gets that payment, not just those who are consuming fuel. Now, of course, we've observed historically that broad gas cuts do not necessarily or consistently or fully get passed down to the consumer. And that is another concern, is that when you go to the retail station, the savings that get cut by the government are not necessarily being passed on to the consumers in full. So therefore, this puts the affordability payments back into the bank accounts of working Albertans and families and those in need. So with them trying to ensure that the 100% of the resource wealth goes directly where it's needed the most, and that's to combat the high costs of living in Alberta. So again, they're looking to try and find the best avenue to do this. So the financial relief, excuse me, sorry folks. But the financial relief, of course, is a critical junction for the provincial economy arriving at that point. And earlier this week, of course, the Calgary Chamber of Commerce issued a stark warning regarding the upcoming summer season, noting that persistent wildlife risks and wildfire risks, wildfire, not wildlife, but also environmental disruptions are weighing heavily on logistics, rural small businesses, and provincial tourism. As we know, the wildfire risks are very large. We've seen some wildfires in Western Canada already raging, and we need to be on the lookout for that. If you're out in the wilderness this summer, we can't encourage you enough to be fire smart and be aware of your surroundings. If you notice a fire, report it. Don't assume that somebody else is going to be reporting it. Just make the call, because it's better that more than one person reports a fire than nobody at all, just assuming somebody else will. So again, if you're out in the wilderness or anywhere and you see a wildfire, grass fires, whatever, make sure that you report them. And for local families trying to balance household budgets against persistent inflation, the application portal is now live through the alberta.ca portal. So again, if you need to apply for that $100 cost of living payment from the Alberta government, by all means go on to alberta.ca and you'll be able to find the application portal, and you'll get a direct deposit within a few weeks if you qualify. Now, turning our focus directly to local developments right here in Lethbridge, we begin with a major infrastructure update that will impact the daily commute for thousands of residents. The city of Lethbridge has officially broken ground on the long-awaited construction of the new Whoop Up Drive traffic ramp, and Whoop Up Drive remains the primary arterial link connecting West Lethbridge with the downtown core, carrying a massive volume of daily vehicle traffic. Now, this new ramp, the project in itself, is designed to appease traffic flows, to reduce the merging bottlenecks that we know happen during the peak morning and evening rush hours, and of course to improve the overall structural safety. Now, commuters are advised to prepare, of course, for altered traffic patterns, localized speed reductions, and of course, minor delays over the coming weeks as heavy machinery brings the excavation and lane adjustments. So again, just make sure you're prepared for that, be aware, and the city is urging motorists to exercise patience and closely follow digital signage throughout the construction zones. Once again, remember that those people, the flaggers, the workers, they want to get home to their families at the end of the day. They want to get home in the same condition in which they left home. So please use caution, respect. Even though it's hot, it's frustrating to be stuck in traffic. At the end of the day, we need to come together to support the workers who are doing the job and make sure that they get home to their families at the end of the day. So please drive safe through that construction area and all others. Now, let's take a look at a community spotlight here. Nature Playfest and the Tabor Food Bank support. On a brighter community note, of course, summer has officially arrived in the region, kicked off by the annual Nature Playfest. Despite some unpredictable seasonal weather earlier in the month, families gathered in large numbers to participate in outdoor mud runs, guided kayaking excursions, and environmental educational activities. Organizers called the event event a perfect showcase of the region's natural river valley parks. Of course, we know that to be true. Simultaneously, the Community Foundation of Southwestern Alberta has, of course, announced a targeted series of grants aimed at stabilizing regional food security. Among the primary beneficiaries is the Tabor Food Bank, located just east of Lethbridge, which, of course, will save direct funding to upgrade the infrastructure, expand the refrigeration capacities, and acquire bulk dietary staples to meet a growing baseline of community demand. So again, if you are able, by all means, we know the economy is tight, things are a little challenging at this time, but if you do have a little extra, by all means, don't forget to contribute to your local food bank, whether that's in Lethbridge, whether that's in Tabor, or anywhere else around the world. Remember how much importance there is for those who have suffered or are suffering food insecurity, and what a vital role that the local food banks play in helping communities to get fed. Now, in terms of regional police and the justice desk, we turn now to a sobering story out of the local justice and animal welfare desk that has sparked widespread controversy and outrage across social media in southern Alberta over the last 24 hours. A local family their missing dog has been recovered safely, but under deeply disturbing circumstances. The Lethbridge Pet Hospital went public on Wednesday afternoon, sharing a series of shocking medical x-ray images. The images revealed that while the animal was located and loose, of course, it was triggered and shot with hundreds of BB gun pellets. So that's what triggered the dog running away and being loose. So again, some piece of, I won't say, shot this dog. Again, hundreds of BB pellets, and they remained embedded under the dog's skin. Now, the pet is currently stable. It's receiving critical veterinary care and has been reunited with its family. Skylar, I believe that's Pord, the director of community animal services for the city of Lethbridge, noted that while the animal control teams were not initially dispatched to the rescue, the severity of the animal's injuries had caught widespread attention, and of course, they came on board. The Alberta SPCA has officially reviewed the case, stating that because the incident constitutes an overt act of criminal animal cruelty, and the primary jurisdiction falls directly to the municipal police. The Lethbridge Police Service is actively looking into the matter. Anyone with relevant security camera footage or information regarding suspicious activity involving air rifles in the area is strongly encouraged to step forward. Let's remember, these animals, and I'm talking about the individuals with the pellet guns or BB guns, shot this dog over 100 times, embedding those pellets under its skin. So again, report anything that you think could be related to this. Very, very important. Now, on the administrative front of the province has confirmed that Lethbridge registry offices will be among the first to roll out Alberta's brand new combined clarification cards, and that is beginning this July. The secure cards will consolidate multiple provincial services featuring advanced biometric security elements designed to significantly curb identity theft and streamline access to provincial healthcare and licensing databases. So again, good news to cut down on a bit of the bureaucracy there and to provide a much more secure form of identification that takes into account the risk of identity theft and everything else. Now, that brings us to another point where we want to just reach out and thank again our episode sponsor and broadcast sponsor, Carry Movers. If you are planning an upcoming transition, whether it's moving into a new home or across the province or across Western Canada, give Carry Movers a call, www.karymovers.com, Western Canada's favorite family-owned and operated moving company. Again, taking care of you for residential and commercial services. dances. Now, folks, what we have been waiting for is, of course, we're going to do some breakout of some new music that's coming up and being released officially on June the 25th. But you can go online at www.reverbnation.com/Canadian Comedian. So again, that's REVERB nation.com, and you can download these tracks for free tonight as we bring them to the air. So again, let's start out with something that's going to celebrate and bring us into our summer spirits, because hey, nothing does that like a bit of reggaeton, a cross between reggae and pop, bringing us to a beautiful summertime sound, and one that wants you to, or makes you want to get up and dance and have some fun. So let's get onto our share screen here, and of course I'll have to make sure that I shut my audio off and turn it back on once we are done the song, or you're going to get a wicked echo. So let's do that.
Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah. Fun on the run, the music turns up, the sun slides down slow. Light up the fire, get this night started, we came here to glow. Bring the drink, bring the laughter, bring your wild good mood. No politics tonight, just friends and beach vibes singing under the moon. The girls start dancing, the guys play the fool. Water kisses the sand, throw more wood the fire. Let it crackle and bloom, we've got this whole white night in hand. Make the night shine brighter, make the night shine brighter. We came to burn it down tonight. Shine brighter, make the night shine brighter, make the night shine brighter. If tomorrow never arrives. Oh, 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 oh. The flames lean low, then they leap back high like the stories we tell. We're laughing so hard, we're losing track of how long we fell. And every face here feels like family when the shoreline sings. We don't need forever, just this one more round, and the joy that it brings. The girls start dancing, the guys play the fool. Water kisses the sand, throw wood on the fire. Let it crackle and bloom, we've got this whole white night in hand. Make the night shine brighter, make the night shine brighter. We came to burn it down tonight. Shine brighter, make the night shine brighter, make the night shine brighter. If tomorrow never comes, alright. Oh, 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 oh. We may meet again on some other coast, under some other sky. But if this is the one we remember the most, then let the sparks fly high. So hold me close, hold this moment tight. Let the salt and the heat remain. If we lose this hour, we still keep the spark burning on inside our veins. Make the night shine brighter, make the night shine brighter. We came to burn it down tonight. Shine brighter, make the night shine brighter, shine brighter. Make the night shine brighter. If tomorrow never comes, alright. Laugh it loud, hold it close, cherish this moment. Keep the fire alive.
And there we go. That is a new song called Fire on the Tide. And it is, of course, by the Tropics Beats Band featuring West Coast Outlaws. And yes, that is a song that I wrote and composed. So again, great summer vibe. I hope you enjoyed that. And it is, of course, going to be streaming June 25th on all of your favorite platforms, from Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all all of those. So again, that is, I'm very happy to bring that to you. It turned out great, but it just gives that beautiful summer vibe to kick it off and to get the summer celebrating. And we're going to look at some other songs coming out now from the West Coast Outlaws, and of course, songs that I've written and composed. And when we talk about that, one of the big questions, we did a show a while back on music, on songwriting and lyrics. As a lyricist, of course, you want to tell a story, and each song is like taking a story and trying to compact it into between 3 and 5 minutes. Some of my songs are a little longer, so they're not as friendly for radio play because the target for radio play is under 4 minutes. That's generally the rule. But again, some of the songs that I do, because they tell a story, they have a meaning behind them. And that to me is very important, because I think that what we want to do is not only create songs that people can relate to and enjoy, but also when it tells a story, then it kind of just gives that little bit extra, but it also creates something a bit more memorable. And of course, with that said, songs can also be used to raise awareness of issues. I mean, going back to, everybody in the 50s and the 60s, and maybe even, longer before that, you've seen a lot of different folk songs and rock and roll. And, even Bob Dylan with Hurricane, when he was raising awareness about Hurricane Carter, the boxer that was wrongfully jailed and spent years locked up for a crime he didn't commit. So again, music plays a vital role in society and in our communities. This particular next song here is kind of a rock and roll, rock and country, and a country vibe, but it's about the Highway of Tears again, being that there is so much need for more investigation and to hold people accountable and to find the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls and non-Indigenous, everybody that's been impacted by the Highway of Tears in British Columbia really needs answers, and they need to be able to look and see that there's been people held accountable. Being such a long, dark, and vacant highway, it is a tough place to look and to search, because let's face it, it's thousands of square kilometers that is like searching for a needle in a haystack of more needles inside another haystack. So again, it is a big challenge, but one I think that we need to look at and to get more resources into to ensure that answers do come. And, that can't be emphasized enough. So this song here, again, by the West Coast Outlaws, that I wrote and composed, is called Highway of Tears. Very simple name, but it also drives home an important fact that we should never give up on the victims and their families and look for the answer.
A road that swallows a light, except for the lonely screams of those never coming home tonight. Families' hearts left aching while the world just turns away. Another innocent girl gone, and no one's made to pay. Little investigation, little care from the law. Evidence gone in a moment, like she never was at all. But someone knows something, someone always does. It's a highway of mystery, a highway of fears. So many girls taken down through the years. On that long, lonesome highway that nobody sees. God, hear the prayers of these grieving families. Let's solve it now. Let's end all their tears. No more going silent on that highway of tears. A daughter, a sister, a mother, somebody's a reason to breathe. Just trying to get from one town to the next on a road that swallowed them whole. Decades of questions, decades of silence, while the families grow, waiting to know. Little investigation, little care from the law. Evidence gone in a moment, like she never was at all. But someone knows something, someone always does. It's a highway of mystery, a highway of fears. So many girls taken down through the years. On that long, lonesome highway that nobody sees. God, hear the prayers of these grieving families. Let's solve it now. Let's end all their tears. No more going silent on that highway of tears. Their names deserve to be spoken. Their stories deserve to be told. Not just numbers on a missing persons board. Growing longer, growing cold. Somebody's gotta answer. Somebody's gotta speak. Before another family spends forever unable to find sleep. It's a highway of mystery, a highway of fear. So many girls taken down through the years. On that long, lonesome highway that nobody sees. God, hear the prayers of these grieving families. Let's solve it now. Let's end all their tears. No more going silent on that highway of tears. No more going silent. No more.
So again, that was Highway of Tears. And again, to bring light and remind people that there still needs to be a lot done to solve these mysteries of these missing and murdered individuals along the Highway of Tears and elsewhere throughout our nation. Cold cases are a big problem that really people who sometimes have the slightest, just that smallest sliver of information coming forward that they hadn't reported before can interweave a lot of other clues together to help investigators to make progress and to bring answers to families. So again, if you have any information, contact Crime Stoppers about this or any other crimes that have gone unsolved. So again, that was the West Coast Outlaws, and just a song that I felt was very important to tell. And yeah, it's just something that I believe in strongly, and that is helping the victims of crime to move forward and to get answers and justice. Now, the first song that we played, sorry, I didn't go into that a lot in terms of detail, but with that reggaeton pop sound, it was something that I wanted to write just to have some fun. I have spent time in Toronto, and there's a big Jamaican and population there with a huge following of the reggae and the pop and the hip hop and, you know, all of the different music formats. And it's an exciting city when you go to these different celebrations and you hear that music just cranked up and you get into it and feel the rhythm. And that was actually my younger brother, Donald, that got me really into respecting and appreciating a lot of the reggaeton sound. And unfortunately, he passed away. So let that be a lesson to you, folks. He passed away making breakfast at the stove. He had a heart attack and passed away. So remember, guys, when your wife asks you if it would kill you to make them breakfast in bed, just say it might. It's a sad thing to make light of, but at the end of the day, you know, that's the best you can do is try to smile and move on with life and remember those that you love. And in that regard, of course, the next song we're going to talk about is called "Bringing On" or "Bring On the Champions," and because we want to lift you back up and get your your feet stomping. And if you are watching playoffs, whether it was going back to the NBA or the NHL playoffs before they wrapped up, or if you're following FIFA right now, this is a more of an arena or stadium anthem that people can chant to, that they can sing along with, that just brings an energy to the game, no matter what the sport is. It's all about celebrating the athletes, about celebrating sports, about celebrating the leaving of politics outside and everybody just coming together to celebrate the athletes and the fans, because let's face it, the fans bring an atmosphere to a stadium and to an arena that the players can feed off of. And that is so exciting. And when the music gets turned up at the stadium and people get moving and excited, that is a massive, massive benefit to everybody, because it just increases the mood and the excitement and, you know, the entire atmosphere. So I wrote this song hoping to kind of bring that that energy to a new anthem song that can be used everywhere. And it's called Bring On the Champions. And let's tune to that now so you can get a feel for what I'm talking about when I say bringing energy to a stadium anthem. This is it.
The world is watching now, boots on the ground, eyes up high. Every mile, every bruise, every promise they survive. Lifetime of training, 100 hard days in the rain. They came to take the challenge and lay it down in the flame. Leave the gate wide open, let the noise roll in. No stress, no lines, no borders, just the fire within. Bring on the champions, bring on the fans, bring on the dreams in the stands, in the stands. Celebrate the players, celebrate the game, celebrate the peace, let it stay, let it stay. Bring on the champions, bring on the fans, bring on the dreams in the stands, in the stands. See the flags go waving, hear that thunder from the seats. Strangers sing like family to the same old heartbeat. One big world, one moment, all the doubt fades out tonight. Different roads, same reason, come together in the light. Leave the gate wide open, let the noise roll in. No stress, no lines, no borders, just the fire within. Bring on the champions, bring on the fans, bring on the dreams in the stands, in the stands. Celebrate the players, celebrate the game, celebrate the peace, let it stay, let it stay. Bring on the champions, bring on the fans, bring on the dreams in the stands, in the stands. Hands up for the heroes, hands up for the run. Every heart in the building beating as one. No room for the poison, no room for the smoke. Just the sound of 1,000 voices saying we are hope. Bring on the champions, bring on the fans, bring on the dreams in the stands, in the stands.
And again, that was Bring On the Champions. Again, a great song to celebrate your favorite team with, whether you're watching football, soccer, hockey, lacrosse. It doesn't matter what you're watching, just a great song to get the mood up and to get the crowd going. So, once again, that is available on reverbnation.com, Canadian / Canadian Comedian. You can get them free for the next 24 hours, any of the songs that we're playing tonight. Now, when we talk about songwriting, sometimes you want to write a song that tells a different story. And a lot of times that has to do with relationships, about memories, about the future, about the past, just all different things. And a lot of times it's about, as I said, relationships. So the next song we're going to listen to is Deeper Than the Moment Before. And this essentially is based on me thinking about the first time when I believe I was about grade 5, when I had a crush on a girl, and trying to envision what that would have played like if we had been together all of the years, which we weren't. But it was just a story that, what if that individual, and her name was Bonnie, the first girl I ever had a crush on, and she wasn't my girlfriend, but I had a crush on her, and that was back in Mississauga, Ontario. I won't give the last name, of course, but yeah, it's just a fun song. It really celebrates that commitment and that love and that dedication to another person, whether you're walking down the aisle or whether you've been together for decades, or if it's a new love. So again, this is called Deeper Than the Moment Before. And it just represents how you can love someone, but that sense of love and respect and commitment is deeper than every moment that is before. So how it just continues to grow and flourish over, days, months, years, decades even. And that is, again, the premise of this song that's called, again, Deeper Than the Moment Before.
When I look into your eyes as we hold our hands, there is no other anywhere in this land that I would rather be with, to love and adore. For every moment's deeper than the moment before. I stand here so full of excitement and pride, looking at the wild road ahead with you by my side. And I swear to you now, with everything I am inside, we've got a life ahead. Nothing will divide, 'cause you still make my heart race when you enter the room, like a lightning bolt cutting through the midnight gloom. You are the reason for life, for every breath that I breathe, every reason to be better that you can believe. I'll never let you down, I will never give you pain. I will cherish you forever, through the fire and the rain. Let the world outside keep howling, let the cynics throw their stones. With your hand in mine, I'm never fighting alone. We got a renegade spirit, a love they can't tame, built on a promise that we burned into our name. They can try to bend us and try to break what we've made, but a love rooted this deep is never gonna fade. Yeah, you still make my heart race when you enter the room, like a lightning bolt cutting through the midnight gloom. You are the reason for life, for every breath that I breathe, every reason to be better that you can believe. I'll never let you down, I will never give you pain. I will cherish you forever, in the darkest of days, when the shadows start to heavy up and cloud our ways. Yeah, when we are feeling lost, blinded by the night, we'll strike a match against the dark. We're gonna find the light. We will find the light. And we will make our way. Oh, you still make my heart race when you enter the room, driven like a freight train breaking out of the tomb. You are the reason for life, for every breath that I breathe, every reason to be better that you can believe. I'll never let you down, I will never give you pain. I will cherish you forever and lift you up again. Oh, even in the darkest of days, we are feeling lost. We will find light and make our way deeper than the moment before. Now and forevermore, nothing will divide us.
So again, that was another track by the West Coast Outlaws entitled Deeper Than the Moment Before. And that was, of course, when I was writing that and composing it, I had various images that I was trying to achieve with the thoughts that just sometimes when you're writing songs, you can spend months or such where you put it aside, you come back to it, and you're trying to pick the perfect lyrics or the perfect riff or just trying to create something special. And other times where you have a song concept or a song idea and it just comes to you and you just keep flowing with it. Meanwhile, there's also another alternative or another option or another situation, if you will, that sometimes what you're envisioning in your head and what you're getting on paper, and yes, I still do use paper for writing, but yeah, sometimes it just you've got various things that are competing for the song, and sometimes that means that you break it up. And because Deeper Than the Moment Before was a song that is more about commitment and love and just an uplifting song and a celebration of people coming together in a relationship, that that commitment is there. Now there's another one that kind of just played into that I created a separate song for because it just really needed to come out as well, and that was called Outlaw Angel. Now Outlaw Angel is more about a rebel, an outlaw that found his one love back in elementary school, and then they moved throughout the years where they celebrated graduation together. And when they threw up their caps for graduation, they weren't so much celebrating the certificate and the diploma or the friends and everybody around them. They were more celebrating the love that they had for each other. And that's how that story plays. And then it goes on from there. And when he loses her, how he still gets down on his knees to talk to her. And because it at one point it says, the angel that he could never that basically he could only afford one angel when it comes to his emotions and his love. It was so deep and so everlasting that he couldn't afford any other angel in his life. So he never strayed away from her and such. So again, it's how that plays out. And yeah, so again, this is a song that came out of that. And again, it kind of branches off the previous song of Better Than the Moment Before. So again, this is called Outlaw Angel, and I hope that you enjoy this one as well.
I still remember back in 5th or 6th grade, the sweetest mistake this whole world ever made. Had a long curly hair shining brighter than gold, a sight for a young rebel's eyes to behold. Eyes like the ocean, so deep and so blue, a laugh that could shake up the rebel in you, with a Broadway smile that could light up the dark. She stole my wild heart and she left her mark. Caps in the air on our graduation day, we stood there proud, ready to make our way. Didn't care for the paper or the crowd looking on. We were just proud of the love we had won. Two young renegades standing back to back, ready to run this world right off the track. Then she whispered, "I do," and the world stood still. Tears of pure joy that a bottle couldn't fill. I knew from that moment, by the grace of the Lord, she's the only damn angel I could ever afford. A young love, a lifetime, a hell of a ride. The deepest love this world ever kept inside. Decades roll by through the mud and the grit, a lifetime of devotion we never would quit. But the gavel came down on an unfair demand. A cruel call from heaven took her out of my hand. I cursed and I pleaded, tried to bargain with fate, screaming at God at the cemetery gate. But as she faded out, she whispered so low, "I'm still your angel, babe, I'll never let go." Where you whispered, "I do," and the world stood still. Tears of pure joy that a bottle couldn't fill. I knew from that moment, by the grace of the Lord, you're the only damn angel I could ever afford. A young love, a lifetime, a hell of a ride. The deepest love this world ever kept inside. Now I sit in this kitchen, the house is too quiet. Living this life like a one-man riot. I get on my knees on this hard wooden floor, and I pray to the shadow she can hear me once more. Just pouring my soul to the cold midnight air, hoping my words make it all the way there. Cause you whispered I do, and the world stood still, with a love so strong it could level a hill. I know you're up there by the grace of the Lord, the only damn angel I could ever afford. A young love, a lifetime, a hell of a ride. The deepest love this world ever kept inside. Yeah, I still kneel and pray to the heavens above, counting the days till I rejoin my love. Keep watching over me, don't you hide. This old rebel's coming to the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna meet you in the clouds above. Our eternal outlaw love.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Outlaw, what was it? Outlaw Love and Outlaw Angel. Sorry, there we go. It's a new one I've just written, and we got recorded and ready for release on June the 25th on all of your major streaming platforms. But right now, you can download all the songs on tonight's show for free for the next 24 hours. If you want to download them, go to reverbnation.com/Canadian Comedian. And that is the site that I used to use mostly for my comedy feeds. But now that I've branched out into this area, I wanted to just keep them going on the same platform. And that is great for you because you can download them free, as I said, for the next 24 hours. That was Outlaw Angel. Now, we're going to wrap up the show tonight with one final track. And this one, again, is one of those ones that you create that has social significance to what's going on in the world. And of course, this one is one that I hope that you enjoy. It's looking back at the 5-year anniversary coming up on June the 30th. And that is the 5-year anniversary of the loss of the town of Lytton, where 90% of the town in British Columbia was leveled by a wildfire. Again, within 24 hours, 90% of the town was leveled. It has been a very long and slow road for recovery for the people of Lytton. There is still a lot of rebuilding to do, a lot of reconstruction, a lot of rehabilitation to the area, whether it's wildlife and nature or whether it's just the community in itself. There's a lot of healing that still needs to take place. Now, of course, you can contribute to the wildfire recovery efforts by just Google searching "town of Lytton, British Columbia," and there are links there to the recovery effort where you can still donate to help. It is a long and arduous process, but I truly believe in the town of Lytton, of the people of Lytton, and I've spent a lot of time going through Lytton, stopping in Lytton, enjoying the people, and just a beautiful, beautiful place, and one that I was very sad to be there. Actually, while it was burning, I was there as a journalist and saw the fire ravaging the community as it moved through. So again, the emotions that brought to see a community just razed to the ground like that was devastating, and my heart went out to the people of Lytton, as it still does. And I have a deep respect for the community, and hope that they do continue to move forward with the reconstruction phases, and for the support from everyone and those who have contributed already. You know, just a heartfelt thank you to everyone that helped the people of Lytton and other places that have been impacted by wildfire. And with that, we'll give a final recognition, of course, to tonight's episode sponsor. That's Carry Movers of Western Canada, who has been instrumental in assisting wildfire victims over the last decade. whether that was the Fort McMurray wildfires or the ones throughout the interior of British Columbia and the Okanagan. Carry Movers has been an instrumental supporter of emergency initiatives, whether it's to do with wildfires or other disasters that have taken place, as well as an annual supporter of the food drive for the Surrey Food Bank in British Columbia. So again, Carry Movers, a big part of the community and giving back to the community and supporting each other in times of need. Again, that's Carry Movers, Kary, movers.com. More than just a commercial and residential moving company, they are a part of the community. So let's take a look at this last song, ladies and gentlemen, and have a listen. Again, this one is talking about the fire in Lytton. It's kind of a dramatic and tries to convey that sense of urgency, the sense of loss, the sense of fear that was being felt on the ground. And again, as we come up to the 5-year anniversary of the Lytton wildfire, I thought that it was important to not only play tonight for honoring those in the town of Lytton and those who lost everything or those who are helping rebuild, but also the victims of wildfires around the world, and to raise awareness of wildfire prevention. So again, do your part to prevent wildfires, because it's not just homes that are lost, it's people's memories, their lifetime, and of course the impacts on the environment and the wildlife in the region. So again, use caution when you're out there celebrating this summer. And again, this is Ash Over Lytton, a new song by the West Coast Outlaws, and I wrote and composed this for this particular reason that I've just gone over. So again, I hope that gives you a bit of insight into songwriting and a bit of insight into these songs that are coming out, and I hope that you enjoy it. Please leave your comments below. Let us know what your favorite song was, what your favorite track, and if you've downloaded the tracks from the reverbnation.com/Canadian comedian website. By all means, you got 24 hours to download all of the tracks for absolutely free and enjoy them, and just share with us what one's your favorite and what one you think should be spinning on the radio now. Let's listen to Ash Over Lytton.
The valley held its breath, smoke climbed like a warning. One small spark, and the whole sky turned. Morning was quiet, and the heat came fast. Metal started bending before the sirens passed. Porch boards cried out, windows flashed white. People ran with their hands full into the broken light. Ash on the mailbox, ash in the hair, names on the pavement, still hanging there. Hold on, don't look back now. Hold on, the town falls down. Ash over Lytton, ash over Lytton. Hold on, baby, the whole town's gone. Ash over Lytton, ash over Lytton. We lost the morning, we lost the sun. Fire ate the fence line, fire took the shed. Fire moved like a rumor, straight through every bed. The school bell silent, the corner store pane. Smoke rolled over rooftops like a heavy stain. Old wood, old stories, gone in a sigh. Mothers held their children while the day burned by. Hold on, don't look back now. Hold on, the town falls down. Ash Passover Linton, Passover Linton. Hold on, baby, the whole town's gone. Passover Linton, Passover Linton. We lost the morning, we lost the sun. And if the road remember, let it remember names. The brave and the broken, the ones who stay. Let the dust rise, let it tell the truth. How fast a home can vanish, how hard hearts move. No grand speech, just this sake. 100 doors gone in a day. Breathe in smoke, breathe out pain. Breathe in smoke, breathe out pain. One more house, one more frame. Ash keeps falling, calling their name. Passover Linton, Passover Linton. Hold on, baby, the whole town's gone. Passover Linton, Passover Linton. We carry the sorrow, carry it on. Passover Linton, Passover Linton. Still we remember, still we mourn. Passover Linton, Passover Linton. In the black and silence, love lives on.
So again, that was West Coast Outlaws and Ash over Lytton, just remembering the many people impacted by the Lytton wildfire that consumed the town within 24 hours back in 2021 on June the 30th. So our hearts and our thoughts go out to the people of Lytton, British Columbia, as we approach this solemn anniversary and still watch as the town slowly tries to regain itself. And the Chinese Museum is reopened in Lytton. So again, if you're out in that area, stop by, support the few businesses that are reopened in the museum, and just give them your support. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Primetime Live here on Jess FM and Jess TV. It has been another show, and we appreciate you tuning in. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to keep up on not only this show, but all the other shows here on Jess FM and Jess TV, because it is an honor to be here to entertain you, to talk with you, and to bring you the latest headlines. Once again, I'm James Cousineau for Jess FM and Jess TV. We'll see you next Thursday, 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.